무궁화도 꽃이 피었습니다.
Finally, the second season of Squid Game has been released. In this video, I will explain the events of the second season in details, not just a summary, but a thorough explanation of every details in the series. So, I want you to focus and get super excited. Grab your favorite drink and join me. Because I am Miss Bombastic and I am thrilled. This season of Squid Game is full of exciting events, an intense atmosphere, and amazing actors, especially the girls. In the first season, we saw intense games where winning meant surviving and losing meant risking your life for money. It was a brilliant idea that showed how people can collapse morally and turned into monsters. This is what happened to the players in the first season. The player Seong won the game and received 45 billion won. But he is left feeling sad and want revenge on the game's creators because all the players, especially his friends, died. What will happen in the second season? Are you ready to watch this amazing series? Press like and let's get started. The second season started with the hero with the stupid red hair and decides to cancel the travel and come back to take revenge on the owners of the game and threaten the person in charge of the game. Is that he will take revenge and destroy the game, even if it was the last day of his life. But the official told him, "You will regret it, and let your stupid hair benefit you." Then we see the hero in the bathroom, psychologically shocked, but he discovered a spy device on his ear and takes it off in a very painful way and decides to take revenge. And then we see the policeman John, the spy who was in the first season, and we are surprised when we know that he is the brother of the manager of the game. After he took off his mask, we got to know him. But in a shocking moment, he threw fire on his shoulder in order to keep him away from the island. And after 2 years, the first episode of the second season starts with the title Bread and Lottery. We see the policeman John became a regular traffic policeman and gives a ticket to a guy and a girl, and his friend comes to him, and they go to the restaurant, and his friend asks him to return to the crime department and forget what happened to him on the island, because no one from the police believes what happened to him, and they considered him a liar, and there are no such games, and if I wasn't here, they would have kicked you out. Then we see the hero player, 456, and his name is Seong, and he is afraid and observing the cameras, and his friend comes to him and tells him, "We have been looking for the same person responsible for the games for 2 years, but there is no result." And Seong tells him that at this time the game will start, and sure they are looking for players in the train stations and give him millions of money to hire people to monitor the train stations, or they will have to wait a second year. His friend is so excited about the money and hire hundreds of people for assistance and tell the employees that if we find this person in a billion reward. Then we see the policeman John also looking for the island with the help of his friend, the captain, and also they have been looking for 2 years, but unfortunately they couldn't get to the mysterious island, and Seong's friend explains to the employees about the person who they are looking for, that he is wearing a suit and he has cards for the Dēadly game, and he is in the train stations and he has a Squid Game card, and they disrupt the employees to all the stations and promise them that the team that will success will take 500 million. And the days pass. Hero Seong is still looking, and the policeman too, but they don't find anything. And when the employees are fighting after they lost hope, they shocked when they hear the sound of hitting a palm. And really he is the person responsible for finding the players. And he is playing Dēadly with one of the beggars chosen for the game and gives him a card to join the game. And immediately they call Seong and he asks his men to follow him until he arrives. And we also see a girl in a woman's clinic and she has the same card and call the number and leaves the clinic. And then we see the official buying a lot of bread and Seong's men watching him. Then he buys a lot of lotteries and goes to the garden to look for players randomly, and he sees a poor person and offers him food or a lottery ticket to see if he likes pets, and asks the beggar to choose one, a bread or a game of luck. And the beggar chooses the game of luck but lose, and the official leaves without giving him bread and goes to someone else and also offers him bread or a game of luck, but also choose a game of luck and fails. And we see the official trying other people, but everyone fails. But the last person chooses bread, and the official stands in the middle of the garden and throws all bread on the ground and screams, "I gave you a chance to eat bread, but you are rejected it." Then he left, and Seong's men try to catch him so that he doesn't run away, but he catches them and hit them. Then we see the policeman John is looking for Seong's name, and he remembers him because he went to him and asked for help to look for the island, but Seong apologized to him. Then we see Seong reaches his men, but he sees only blood and a knife, and the official is looking at him from the roof and recognizes Seong. And the next day we see the person in charge of the game detaining the two people and telling them, "You will play rock, paper, scissors, and the loser will die with a bullet through the Russian roulette game. I mean, 1 bullet in a gun and 6 empty bullets, and it's up to your luck." And after several attempts, no one dies. So the official changes and puts 5 bullets. I mean, the chances of survival are few, and they are play, and the assistant loses. But the leader sacrificed his life to help him. Then the official investigates Seong's assistant, and we see the policeman John sneaking on Seong's place and looking and reading the files. And then Seong returns to his house. And the surprise is that we see the person in charge of the game inside his house and telling him that you should have traveled by plane 2 years ago, but you kept trying to look for me. And Seong answers him mockingly, "I want to thank you. Because of you, I won the game and became rich." But the official replies to him, "I am just a messenger who give invitation cards to the players." And Seong asks him to let him meet the manager of the game because there are important words that no one understands its meaning except the manager, and you are just an obedient dog. But the official tells him that, "In the past, I was responsible for the players in the game, and I was happy to watch the losing players die because they are only greedy and selfish people, and they must be eliminated. And because of my hard work, I was promoted, and I am happy." And tell him, "Several years ago, I had to shoot someone in the game, and the surprise is that this person was my father, and he begged me hard, but I was shot, and I was very happy, and I love this job." But Seong replies to him, "Even if you are happy and active, you are just a dog to your masters, and it's impossible for someone like you to know the suffering and the sacrifices until the winner gets out of the game." And tells him, "Not every player deserves to die." And the official tells him, "We will play a game called Russian roulette, and one of us will win and the other will die. And if you won, you will find the address of my manager in my pocket, and I will put 1 out of 6 bullets and see who is lucky." And the game starts with sounds of music and excitement. And Seong takes the gun, and the first try is empty. And now it's the official's turn, and also it's empty. And the third and fourth try is empty too. And the 5th attempt is Seong's turn. He has a 50% chance of survival. And the official tells him, "You are afraid and thinking of betraying me and shooting me. And if you do that, you are admitting that you are a bad and dirty person, and you deserve to die in the game." But Seong surprises us by pressing the trigger, and it's also empty. And now there's only 1 bullet left, and it's the killer bullet. The official will die if he completes the game. Seong tells him, "It's your turn. You can break the rules and die, or take off your mask and admit that you are the dirty deceiver who tricks people." In both cases, the official will lose either his life or his principles. And this way, he decides to pull the trigger and die. The first episode ends with the officials lose, and Seong wins the address of the game manager. And the second episode starts with the policeman John watching Seong's house, but he gets excited and goes out to him, and Seong is shocked how the official killed himself, but happy because he will take the address of the manager. And the policeman John enters and hears the voice of someone screaming. And when he enters, he sees the assistant who was the official interrogating him, and he asks him about Seong's place. Then we see Seong taking the address of the manager from the official, but suddenly the policeman John enters to him and arrests him for murder. But the assistant beats the policeman and loses consciousness and tells Seong what happened to him and how the official killed his friend. And the scene ends with the card that has the manager's address. And the second episode starts with the title Halloween and starts with Seong while he is asking the policeman, "Who are you? And what do you want from me?" And John told him that he was a spy on the island and they meet once in the games and his goal is to look for his brother. But the strange thing is that he doesn't tell Seong that the leader is his brother, the Black Masked, and the man responsible for organizing these games. And Seong told him that his goal is to put an end to these games once and for all. And currently, he has an invitation card to join the game. And John asks to help Seong, and they became partners. And Seong agrees and takes him to a room full of money. And this is the prize he won. And if I were in his place, I'd skip the challenges and just enjoy my life like a superstar. What are your opinions? Write to me in the comments. And Seong tells him this is blood-stained money and I will spend it in order to put an end to these games, and who helps me will take the money he wants. And John told him that my goal is to meet my brother. I don't want money. And the assistant tells him that my goal is to avenge my friend and I don't want money too. And Seong takes them to a room full of weapons and asks them to prepare a team. Then we meet a new heroine in the series, a very beautiful girl named Null, and a child with a cancer comes to her and needs an operation, and Null feels very sad for her. We also discover that Null has a missing baby girl and is looking for her, and her life is bad and she has a lot of debt and she sleeps in the car because he is poor. But suddenly a stranger knocks on the window and gives her an invitation card to join the Squid Game. Then we see Seong goes to a dentist to implant a tooth that contains a GPS tracking device. He also organizes a team of skilled fighters to attack the island after locating it and sending them a signal through the tracking device. And Rabbit Null calls the number on the invitation card and gives them her name and her age. And the start date is set for Halloween, and the address is a nightly cafe. Seong and his men come in to watch the place, and everyone wearing masks because of Halloween. The Masked Game administrations enter and take Seong, who is riding in a limousine car. Seong's men are chasing the car, while Seong is in a car alone with a direct phone call to the game manager, and he tells him, "I wish you heard my words and traveled by plan, because we made you rich and gave you all the reasons for happiness. But you are a stupid person." And Seong answers him, "How do you want me to forget my friends who died in the game so that I win?" And the manager of the game answers, "What you want from me?" And Seong asks him to stop the game, and the manager answers him, "We invited the game and everyone participated by volunteering." But Seong told him, "You take advantage of people who have debts and need a chance to earn money and help their families, and you push them to join the game of death, and you have fun watching them die." But the manager tells him, "These are losers. They have been limited and do not deserve to live." Then we see Seong's men pursue him, but suddenly the snipers target and shoot them, and Seong is completely alone. And the game manager tells Seong, "What do you think you are? Intelligent? You want to chase me down and force me to stop the game in this simple way?" And Seong makes a bold decision and asks him to involve him in the game again. But the manager asks him, "Do you think you are a hero and you can change the world?" But Seong asks him for a chance to prove to him that the players deserve life. The manager agrees and separates Hypnotized in the car. And this way, Seong will be back to the game, and John moves to the alternative plan, which is that they know about the location of the island through the tracking device. And finally, we see Null enter the track with rooms. And here is the big surprise. She wears the clothes of those responsible for the games, I mean, she is not a player, but she is a guard and an evil. And here I was so shocked because I saw her a very nice girl. What do you think? I am very excited about what will happen in the upcoming events in the rest of the episode that I will post in the next video. Please subscribe to that channel to receive everything new.